When I was a kid, I didn't know what a stand-up comic was. Like, I didn't know what the idea of comedy was. But all I remember is my parents saying, because we immigrated to the States, I was born in Russia. All I remember them saying is, you get in too much trouble and you're going to get us deported. I remember those words. They were worried because they didn't understand, like, the principal's office. They thought that was like a government office, and the fact that I was in it all the time, that meant like the government is, because they were already paranoid, because communist Russia, everyone's listening.
In South Africa?
Yes. I wasn't allowed to come into the country for the longest time, and then when that probation expired,
you weren't allowed to come into the country.
Yeah,
why?
they had some ban on me. I don't know what I did. I pissed somebody off, but here I am. So it's stick-to-itness. Is that how you say that word?
Stick to it.
Yeah.
Stick to itness.
Yeah. So if anyone out there that legally is not allowed to enter, just hang in there, and they'll forget all about those charges.
Okay, so are you ever serious?
Yes, I am. Okay, over. That was it. It's very quick. I am serious. Can we please be serious? I'd really appreciate it. I knew I wanted to do stand-up because I want to make people laugh.
And from an early age?
Yes. Here's really, okay, you want to be really serious? Here's really the deal. First grade, I went to a private Hebrew academy, right? Very private school, very small, very strict. We're Russian Jews, so as immigrants, they allowed us to go there for free. It was a big deal, right? And I had a desk in the first grade, so that's 6 years old, right? It's the same for
5 or 6, yes.
Yeah, 6, 7 years old. I had a desk in the hallway of our classroom because I was constantly writing material, not just like being loud and obnoxious like some kids that are troublemakers, the class clown. I was writing material, writing jokes. And I would do them spontaneously during class, and I would get kicked out, and I would sit at my desk in the hallway. I mean, it was my desk. And then the teacher would open the door and say, "Are you ready to join the classroom now?" And I would do my bit that I had prepared out in the hallway. So he didn't know that he was actually giving me time to kind of rehearse and do it. The inflection was important. I would do my bit, the whole class would erupt into laughter. My heart would just fill with joy. The teacher would slam the door in front of, I guess you're not ready to join the class, slam the door. But it didn't matter because I got 40 kids to laugh. And so that, honestly, it's kind of twisted and disturbing.
That was your first gig?
That was my first gig. Non-union, didn't pay much. I didn't have an opener, it was just me. But yeah, so that's when I knew. I didn't know what a stand-up comic was. I didn't have that, They're never on, did you ever have, like, when parents would come in and talk to the kids about their occupations? We had a parent that was like a doctor and would come in and be like, "I'm a doctor, here's what I do. I operate on people and make them better." No, there was never a comic that's like, "Hey, I'm a comic.
What's up, Yorgos?
I do a lot of drugs, I stay up all night, I have a couple STDs. There was never anyone that, but I knew that I wanted to do that.
And when did you first perform an official gig?
What do you consider official? Paying?
No, not necessarily paying, whether it be open mic or...
My first open mic in Los Angeles was in '97. But I lived in London before that, and I did this crazy comedy stuff. It wasn't stand-up. It was like other people on stage. We did like sketch, but it was live. And so I feel like I count that because that was my first time really doing comedy on stage. So that was 94, 95.
Okay, and then how did that progress into television? And I believe you're quite involved in TV and have a number of shows.
How did that progress into TV? A lot of tears later. When you live in LA, it's all about getting up, getting out there. It's like, like a pilot needs a certain amount of hours. They need flight hours in order to kind of progress to the next level of being a pilot. So you can be a commercial pilot after thousands of hours. Let's just say, I don't know what the number is. that's kind of what it's like for stand-up. It's hours behind the microphone. So how many times have you gotten up? It's really just, you gotta just keep going up. It doesn't matter what kind of room it is. When I first started, I did women's shelters, I did prisons. I mean, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You just have to get your hours behind the microphone like a pilot.
Is that to get more people to know you, or is it just
to
school
do
fees?
it? Just to do it, you have to do it. Because people think, oh, you wrote a joke and it worked, and that's it, you're done. That joke worked out, joke was a success, go write another one. For me, I don't know about some comics, maybe Angelo, it's different for him, but for me, I write a joke and then I have to do it again, and then the joke changes, and then I do it again, and then the joke progresses and it evolves and it morphs, and then I'm like, wow, this is so different from when I started this a year ago, but I'm glad I did it a year ago so that it could be this now.
Well, you're right though, because the reason you put in the time is you need to build confidence as a performer, and you're right. The joke starts off as I was driving my car over a bridge, and then what happened, and then things happened at the end. You're right. It morphs into something different.
Right.
But I think comedy is about confidence, and we're comedians who now work not just in America or Canada. We work all around the world. So you learn how to adapt things. I may not use local references. I won't use Target because they don't have them in South Africa. I may use Pick and Pay, or everything's the same. It's just a matter of how you communicate your jokes to that audience. That's all it is. The audiences in South Africa actually get more references because you guys are further away from a lot of other westernized places in the world. So there's a more keen interest from South Africans to know more about American pop culture. You'd be amazed how much they know. Where I can do a joke about Scotland and LA, and a girl will ask me where's Scotland.
Oh my God.
It happens. It happens.
Can I do a disclaimer really quickly?
Sure.
Not all Americans are idiots. That's just a little disclaimer. Can you type that on the bottom while he's...
What's an example?
It's so sad that, this is my first time in South Africa, so like when I went and did stand-up in Australia, for example, I'll just go and do my material that I think will work for Australians, and then I'll see, okay, this didn't really work here, this didn't get a laugh, let me tweak it, and then I'll move things around. So tonight is our first night, so I'm just gonna like throw everything out there, like pasta on the wall, and just see what sticks, what's cooked, what's ready to go. Because he's been here before a bunch of times, so what's going to work for you.
And the audiences, you're going to do fine here because she's really funny, and her stuff's really universal. And I think here it's just a matter of, any comedian knows that after a while it's just a matter of, and that goes for anywhere,
Yeah.
You're not going to, it's a matter of what you're going to talk about to an audience. But then comedy's also, it's about momentum, so you're gonna have good nights and bad nights. I don't care where you are.
Yeah.
Some audiences are just not into it.
Right. Or
they all got free tickets, and it's like, whatever. We couldn't get into the movies tonight, so we're gonna come watch the comedy show. But this, judging by this lineup that we have, it's really a great lineup, and whoever doesn't come to this comedy show is a loser. Because they just don't know what they're doing, and what is it, like 150, 200 rand? It's nothing, man. Come down and come and laugh. And I mean, if you're feeling, if the economy's getting to you or anything's making you feel like shit, this is a real good thing to come and laugh. And laughing releases endorphins, makes you happy. You'll have, leads to more sex.
Yeah, more sex.
Just think of it, everybody who comes to the show tonight, if they laugh and go home and have sex, we get the assist on that goal.
Yeah. We just doubled the population in South Africa.
We're sex therapists, is what we are.
Absolutely.
I know, that's what we do. That sums it up.